everyone! So today we are talking about
weddings!
So we're gonna give you all some context. So Isaac and I are like Chinese Singaporeans, obviously, right? And then
No, I'm Caucasian. Blonde.
So obvious!
and then we have Kat and Ian.
I'm Filipino.
Chinese Singaporean. Filipinos weddings are like the pinnacle of they're like
Oh,
some
is
of the
it?
biggest things
Oh.
ever.
Yeah. So for us, it's like once you get married, right? It takes a village to run a wedding. Because like when someone in the family gets married, really everyone like dedicates all their time and energy into that. So to me, it was like super big, and I think I've been planting the seed. I always joke. I don't think I mean it as a joke. I think I mean it that my wedding. My wedding has already been planned from the start. The only thing that I was missing was the groom. So on.
That's
Oh
something to
my
say
god,
outside, like,
really?
don't worry, I've got my wedding plan. I just need like a guy to step into the picture.
Oh my god.
Then here's where the fun stuff starts, right? I knew a few things I had to follow based on the Filipino culture. That I had to ask both the parents out, go for a chat, go for a meal.
I
and
mean, it's the
ask them
same lah for Chinese
individually,
people.
yeah.
Not really, not true.
Individually, yeah. I had to ask them like,
Meaning?
You must
So
get your dad in the
ask them
toilet
out.
Anyway, uncle.
Hi, uncle.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to marry your daughter. Papi.
Then he turned around, what?
I want to talk to you about like,
Getting married.
my future with the daughter. No, I didn't put the married card there straight. I said I want to talk about like the future with the daughter. Should I meet both of y'all? Should we do that sometime soon?
Okay.
And then they were like, oh, okay. Why don't you have a lunch with me first?
Filipinos are quite traditional, right? So until now, even though like I'm 25, he's 27, whenever we go out, we still ask permission. Like even for something like we're gonna go to MBS for a date, I will ask like, can I go on a date
With
you?
a guy.
Yeah, like even though he's already my boyfriend.
Oh,
With
so
me as
even-
well.
Oh.
Me as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Even now.
Even
Now
now,
not so much because we've already kind of like
we're engaged
we're
and all.
engaged and stuff. But
Okay.
pre-engagement, I have to say like, oh, I'll bring her home by around this time.
Yeah.
So don't
Wow.
worry about
So it's always
Wow.
been like traditional. So something
Okay.
like before I proposed, it was like pretty obvious that you would have to ask. So ingrained that if you don't do it, suddenly it's very weird because it's what
a
we're
habit.
doing. Yeah,
It's a cultural thing.
it is. But it's something that the elders are they just want to know. You know,
experiencing a family with both like Indian and
because
Filipino.
my dad is Indian, my mom's Filipino, so both very I would say traditional cultures, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things there that they are just set there as rules and expectations, which does not make logical sense to us as Singaporeans. But then, it's important to them.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, we
India,
have so many
everybody is like, wow, wedding is
expectations.
amazing. That's why these things can happen with the multiple days of weddings.
Yeah. Because
Everybody's
people are
like chipping
willing
to help,
to
give you
help.
stuff.
Yeah.
But in Singapore, it's like, oh, you settle yourself lah.
Yeah.
But this is our biggest like conflict point because like on one side it's very like do it yourself, like pay yourself, like just do simple if that's all you can do. Whereas from my side it's like, why are you doing so simple? It has to be big, more.
Oh.
So as the bride, I'm the one like balancing.
There's so many things
Respect,
really.
Good
Oh
luck,
my
good
god.
luck.
Right? Then he asked them for a dinner. So my parents, my mom the day say, hey, so we are going to eat with Isaac, is it? Then what? Then I was like, I didn't even know there was a dinner happening.
So did you know?
No, so I was like, okay, then probably is that lah. Like, can you just not like?
I
just want to be
thought it
surprised.
would be like
Clear.
quite okay to like just ask her mom out because it was her mom's birthday like during that period.
Yeah.
So it's like I want to take you out for birthday dinner and uncle, Then I thought she will like not tell her.
But she told me
But
lah.
she told her on like,
Yeah.
the day. Then I was like, oh man. No, I purposely scheduled it on the day she had
Yeah,
something
something on
on.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense. Really nervous, like
Asking her parents. Yeah, I was nervous, so I brought them out to eat. Then during the meal, I couldn't like.
Yeah, my mom was like, he
I
was so
prepped
scared.
everything ready, Excel
Yeah,
sheet,
yeah.
come on. Yeah, I did
Excel sheet.
I brought my bank book and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then put in my bag. Then I brought the ring also in my bag. Then I was like, shit, cannot. Then I went back to their house.
Yeah.
Then
Oh,
we
you
just
didn't ask during the dinner?
yeah. So
Oh my god, I didn't know this.
yeah, I was like, oh shit, how to ask? Then until like I'm supposed to fetch her, then she was like, I'm ready. Then I was like,
Shit, you haven't
shit, I haven't asked. plus, almost 11
Okay,
already.
okay,
Then I was
okay.
like, anyway, uncle, auntie, I want to ask you a question. Then they said, now then you ask.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, were you nervous?
I'm so nervous, yeah, 100% because
And you have to do it twice.
I had to do it twice.
No, was it better the second time?
It was not better the second time. Yeah, first time was with us, with her dad. And if you know her family, you know her parents, yeah, especially her dad, right? They are much more formal. But it's just how he was brought up. But other than that, it's really just the way he conducts himself.
Okay.
Like super proper, and you feel like wow, when I sit in their house, right, the living room and the
Then you
sofa, I feel like I cannot put my feet on the sofa.
Oh, okay.
I want to be like this position. Then I watch the TV like this. I'm very uncomfortable, but I got used to it and I just watch TV.
It's so bad.
No, but it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just the way the family conducts.
Put your
And I
feet
want to,
up there.
I want to respect the family, right? So I do it. Yeah. Whereas at home, I'm just like,
Yeah.
my strong suit, I feel, is being able to like chat aunties up,
Right.
talk about anything under the sun,
Yeah
talk about a
lah,
bit
same
of
lah, same.
nonsense. I knew I couldn't be talking nonsense. He's the kind of guy, right? If you start talking nonsense with him,
Here.
he just try to entertain you, lah. Yeah, he's a nice guy, super nice guy. He's quite normal, just that he contacts me very formally. So
Quite normal.
Quite normal.
Quite
it's heart-wrenching, right? So brought him to a cafe. I didn't want to do a meal because I felt like a meal would drag it on longer than I would like.
Yeah.
Later I asked him,
3.5
I still need to eat.
Yeah.
There's like weird awkward tension thing going on.
Yeah,
So
understand.
okay, let's just do coffee. Then it always starts off with like a chat about anything. We both know that I'm gonna ask about probably proposal already, but then we still have to do the standard banter like hi, oh where do you come from? How was work today? Okay, so anyway, uncle, it's always starts with anyway.
Yeah.
There's no other kind of segue. You can't say like, uncle, I want to talk to you. No, it doesn't go like that.
Yeah, he's like
Anyway. Yeah. I want to talk to you about like kind of getting your hands, your daughter's hand in marriage. So then he started asking me, what's your plans? When do you intend to get the wedding done? And stuff like that.
So like did he ask you about like finance stuff?
He actually didn't.
Okay.
No focus on the financial part at all. He didn't ask like, oh, do you have enough money? Do you think you are ready for it in the financial sense? Are you ready for a lifetime like because he's coming across with like marriage is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the more emotional aspect.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
And you say things like, oh, my daughter's like very difficult, she can handle this and that. I expected that, so I was like, yeah, I'm ready. So I shared with him some of our struggles and how, because of those struggles, I kind of know what I can and cannot go through with her. And at the end of the day, he just shared his blessings.
Were you more scared with mom?
I was more scared with your mom.
How? Why?
Yeah, because
Which is like
her
interesting,
mom
which is what's
super
different.
protective of her. And so
But then the mom is like, don't know
Yeah.
where it ends.
yeah, I don't know what her expectations are.
Yeah.
So then after that, I met her dad, I met the mom, same way. And then the mom like totally changed all my plans. Like, hey, no, let's not go to the cafe. I'm here already. Let's go to this Thai restaurant here. Here we went. It became a meal.
Apparently the older
Yeah.
generation,
Yeah.
some of them
Yeah.
don't get proposed to.
I just found
There's
out
no like
from him.
proposal ring. There's like a ring on the wedding with the
Wedding, that's
diamond,
all.
and that's the wedding ring, and the guy's like nothing on the hand, you know.
The
That's
first question my dad gave to me was,
What is
huh?
proposal?
Proposal? Where's my proposal?
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh?
No, exactly.
Then I was so confused. I was like, am I imagining this?
Then okay, so my mom knows because she has a lot of friends who
Mm.
with like children getting married, so she
Yeah.
already knew.
Okay.
But my dad was like clueless, so he's like, what's a proposal?
Why
How
need
do
to
you
propose? That's so funny to
yeah.
me because my
No,
grandparents
yeah.
got proposed to, so that's like triple, like double generations above. So I don't know like why the trend didn't reach Singapore.
Another misconception is that my dad thought that once you propose, you confirm get married. Like
Within like 3 months.
Oh,
Because
okay,
for them
okay.
it's like if they say they want to plan the wedding, right?
It's-
They will get married in like 3 months.
Yeah,
time,
so
right?
restaurant,
Cause-
dress, everything,
Yeah.
then just
Because at that time somehow it's much easier to book the venues.
Yeah.
I mean unless you're very rich, they usually use restaurant.
So I had to explain to him. There's a lot of like, okay, this is actually what is happening.
So I kind of like do the finances thing with him and say, I got money to do this, to do that, so actually can already. Then,
I love how for him as well, when he told his parents, the first question was, do you have enough money? So I love it because for my family, that was not even a question. I think even if he was unemployed, my parents would have said yes. So our wedding is on 2022 and they were like, why so long? Just do it now. And then I said we have to save up and all. And the way Filipinos view marriage is like, it's something about love, it's not money. So it's like, you love each other, you grind and you hustle together. Whatever you can't afford now, we will cover it anyway. There is no reason to like withhold love besides love.
I mean, that's very different from the Indian way as well.
No, so my policy, my dad is like that. He's like,
Oh, really?
because to them like weddings are like I said, like everyone helps, right?
Yeah.
So the whole family wants you to be married and will like help out. So,
Very supportive.
yeah, so the way they view marriage is like it's love what? Why is money even in the convo?
It's quite collective effort.
Yeah. But the expectation is for everyone to help out anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But for us, it's like we just turn up to someone's wedding.
But you give ang pao, I guess it's your equivalent
Oh,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
helping out
Yeah.
financially.
Wow, 50 kg! Yay!
Hi,
Mid-winter!
Okay.
Thoughts on moving in together before marriage.
Have you guys ever?
I think we consider, but my parents won't
Cannot
allow.
lah. It's like not an option. Our parents quite
Christian, I
Christian.
guess.
Yours as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
As in, my parents are do
Why?
things that like
Yeah.
have bad optics, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
for sure.
Like for relatives.
Especially if you're
For
Christian,
sure.
you know, and that kind of thing.
Which is probably why we want to get married earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
So possibly unpopular opinion, but I think that that's actually a very good motivation
Yes.
to get married
Yes.
because it's the same for us as well.
Uh-uh.
And every single time we're just thinking, oh my god, why can't we just be staying over tonight? Like,
Yeah, I know, right? It's tiring.
tired.
Plus he has to drive me
Yeah,
home.
so
He's
our
Same lah,
tired.
same.
Yeah, always
So
like
tired,
one night
yeah.
should go
Oh,
over.
but yours is very fast.
It's like the mental exhaustion of like you're watching a movie at 10 or
Yeah.
like the Netflix is like you don't wanna like turn off the it's not even anything physical, you know. You wanna like have suppers together, you wanna watch TV.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're like, okay, I wanna know already, but
Yeah,
I have to
but
send you
cannot.
home.
Yes. Oh my god.
It's the same lah for us. Oh, it's
Yeah.
very.
Then,
But I mean, I
then
guess.
like, oh shit,
Yeah.
it's one already. Then I need to drive you there. Then I
Yeah.
drive back. Then I feel like figure one out.
Yeah lah, but I think it makes after marriage life more exciting.
There's actually a difference,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
Instead
Like
of just-
it's like a prize. Like you're like, oh my god, okay, you're working towards it, and you're not excited for your wedding. But without that, then you're just okay, oh, like, whatever lah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I think for us, similar. At least for me, it's like zero, not an option. Like all these years together and still not even a sleepover.
Yeah.
No staycation. No.
Nope.
Yeah.
One thing that we get asked a lot is, so after you get married, how do you know that you can live together if you've never even tried it before?
Yeah.
So
How do you all respond?
So I think he has a better response. I'm always very stumped because I do wonder about it, especially because we're very different upbringings lah.
So
I need-
actually, I have to say initially I was stumped by the question also.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually how you know, right?
Yeah.
You really never
Yeah.
tried. Like how you know you want to eat
Correct.
chicken rice if you've never tasted it before.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
just
yeah.
buy and then later you eat it.
Yeah.
But we do spend quite a substantial amount of time together.
Mm.
Right? Sometimes when her parents allow it, she will come over and then we'll spend the day together lah. Cooking,
Yeah,
watching
yes.
shows, etc. Everything. So it almost feels like we are living in the same house.
Yeah.
It almost does feel like that. Except that you don't
Just
actually
sleeping
have to
lah.
sleeping over and wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
have breakfast together kind of thing. So you have that experience, but then some people will ask and say like, but the thing is, just living together is very different because
You have chores
to do.
together.
You need to share like the burden, the
The
load.
bill.
Is someone gonna have a bad habit? Like for example, is she gonna leave her clothes around?
Yeah.
Like after she showers, you know, all sorts of stuff lah. Which surprisingly, some people will say actually might end up as very irritating
This.
stuff
Okay.
in their marriage.
Yeah.
Right. But to me, how I got over that was, you know, she got some very bad habits. I'm a very OCD clean kind of.
He'll see a piece of hair there.
Oh,
He'll go and
whether
take
your
the
house so
vacuum.
clean.
Vacuum immediately.
Oh.
Yeah.
If she's not like freshly showered, right,
You cannot touch.
I really don't like her touching my bed. But I've
Oh,
grown to
okay,
like,
okay, okay.
I close my eyes. You go
Oh,
like,
okay.
I like her already. Then
Okay,
then
okay,
suddenly you cannot do anything about it anymore.
Understand.
Whenever he's over, we stay in the living room and only in the living room where there are like two CCTVs.
really sleep on the lie down. Let's say sometimes you're watching Netflix together, right? Then
You know,
just
the
that's why
cuddle.
you need to sit like
Yeah,
that.
it's
right?
you cannot cuddle also, so it's like just.
Oh my god!
Hey, hi babe.
Do you two worry about that? Like living in together after you?
Actually, not really. Not really, right?
I'm a bit worried about your mess.
Oh!
I'm honestly a bit worried because I mean it's not her fault. She
Yeah.
gets like a lot of packages. Like every hour we're like
No lah.
parcel for Rachel, parcel for Rachel. My god, it's insane amount of parcels. Yeah, that's the part that I worry.
Wow, I can imagine how you can get out of control quite fast.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's why I think that we can live together because we went overseas with her parents also. Then
Do you share the same room?
no.
Oh.
Yeah.
I stay on the sofa.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah, and
Same for you, eh? You
Yeah.
sleep on the sofa.
As an SOP lah. It's like
Yeah.
so far if not.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Sleep on the floor.
Yeah, then we went to Holland with her
And my mom.
her mom to visit her aunt.
Can
I feel like there's like
experience.
synergy, you know. I think most important in relationship, in like a life partner is like synergy, you know, and you can help each other out and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of people ask us about like why is your other half like so against you hanging out with another
Yes.
girl one-on-one and kind of thing.
Yes.
They keep asking us this question like
Yeah.
Yeah, as in because I really had like trust issues last time. I mean, we both did lah. I don't think that it's right, and then we had to kind of figure out like why we had to come to a conclusion, like both of us together, why we don't like it when one person hangs out with just like the opposite sex alone.
One-on-one, yeah.
Yeah, and when it comes to this, it's like more personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they start making their own judgment.
yeah,
Yes.
and then I lose a lot of friends. And
Yeah, then
that
you're
kind
like,
of
oh,
thing.
why are you so insecure?
Yeah.
Yeah. But ultimately, like, if you know that this is a relationship you want to work on, then it doesn't really matter lah.
So tips, you guys.
Tips to future grooms. Proposal tips.
Proposal tips ah.
Prepare early, maybe. I don't know what's the.
He has a lot already. It's all in his mind.
I would say.
No, I know your answer was to be a more
Yes.
empathetic partner
Yeah.
and
No.
the steps to achieving it.
Correct. So I think a lot of stories that I hear is that the brides always feel unsupported by their grooms, right, in the planning process, because usually the guys are more laid back, they're more chill. They think like, oh, yeah, this one can do later, that one can do later, right?
That's you actually, yeah.
But I think it's more common than what people think,
Yeah.
right? Especially if you ask around, I think most brides will say, yeah, actually I planned most of it.
Oh no, he plans also.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
okay.
depends who
Yeah.
who
Most
is
of the
Depends,
time,
it really
yeah.
depends. But
It's like got one party one lah.
correct, there'll be
Yeah,
one party,
yeah.
and I think it makes for a much better process lah. If both of you all do it together, then there'll be less frustrations. Because you can be sure that there will be frustrations.
I think planning your proposal is a good stepping stone to kind of try out how it's like to plan an event. And proposal wise, it's not about big fancy, it's more of like what your other half wants. Wedding, I think wedding planner.
Yeah,
is-
wedding planner
wedding
helps a
planner.
lot. Can ask them anything.
Yeah.
But I guess it's different because I think in this situation the groom is more hands-on.
Yeah, I'm more hands-on. So for what do I do is I just ask her preference or try to convince her that that's not wise.
So I don't really do much.
Yeah,
So.
and I think
So
especially in Singapore, finances, there are a lot of hidden costs.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and go and start early lah, start early.
yeah, really start early.
Find your dress early.
Yeah,
Cause sometimes like your gown might be booked on the
Yeah.
same exact
So-
as somewhere else, and you're like, huh, but I want this gown. Then they're like, sorry, you can't.
Yeah. Always better early than late lah.
Yeah.
Correct.
And the finances really
They're not
in
lah.
Singapore is quite hard. No point being showy in your wedding because
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Just what are your priorities are as a couple and not
Mm.
just to satisfy other
Yeah.
people.
Okay, so we've come to the end of this very long
Episode is like a full
series,
movie.
whatever. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you guys in our next video.
Yeah.